What are we going to do with this Danny Jones? What are we going to do with this dude?
Well, I can tell you right now, Daniel Jones has to start playing like Danny Dimes if there's going to be any hope for the rest of the season.
Hey, this is Shakira Brown, the mother.
And this is Jamie Brown, the son.
And this is Family Bonding, the Jimmy Mother and Son post-game show with another disturbing and somber edition to talk about the New York Football Giants and them losing horrendously.
We're trash!
To the 49ers. This was a rough one. First of all, let me just say this. I had high hopes only because the Niners were so mangled. Half of their team is injured.
Everybody that they needed to play well was gone. So I'm thinking, we have a chance. This is it, the turnaround.
And let me just say this. Mullins,
Who is that guy, by the way? I don't know who the hell that is.
He's undrafted. He was an undrafted guy. He looked great.
You're telling me that guy?
He looked great.
Can I just say something? You're telling me somebody that was undrafted, because I'm looking at the stats right now, 343 passing yards, undrafted. And we made him Daniel Jones, who's not playing like Danny Dimes, 179 passing yards, 1 interception, 1 touchdown. Is there something wrong with that?
There's definitely something wrong with that. When a team can come after after a week of they're decimated by injuries, coming out with their quarterback as a guy who was just sitting on the bench, and he comes back and he kills it. He killed it. The Giants made them look great.
I thought they were in the Super Bowl game blowing us out. It was like that was the last game of the season. It was just, and then the fourth quarter lethargic the energy that I saw, it looked very lethargic. The defense, I mean, I know they were out there the whole freaking game, but everybody looked like they were just ready to pack it in. Like it's 5 minutes left. They were done. I didn't even want to watch because I was like, I feel like all the life is just gone. Daniel Jones is like this, looking like Eli a little bit.
He had the Eli moments, the Eli face moments. But he had
the toss in the first quarter, the trash toss to oh my God. And that was bad. That was on Daniel Jones. Evan Ingram was expecting it to be at a certain level, but Daniel Jones threw it up a little higher. I don't know. Maybe he thought they were doing an actual toss and the guy was further back.
I'm certain in practice that turned out fabulously. Unfortunately, we needed to do the same thing on game day.
Again, it may have been a miscommunication. He may have thought it was a toss because I don't know if you know a lot about quarterback movements, but when they're doing a toss play, the motion is generally upward because you're throwing it a couple yards out. I think what happened was Daniel Jones thought that maybe it was a different play for some reason. Because, I mean, let's be honest, it was a physical game. And maybe he just thought it was a different play because he readjusted mid-toss. You barely noticed, but he tried to change it because he saw how close Evan Ingram was. So he went, oh, and then he ended up tossing it up in the air and then fumbling it. So a miscommunication, a young quarterback mistake, which I hate making an excuse that they're all young. I'm done. I'm tired of making that excuse. I'm tired of it because it can't be an excuse anymore. You've had a couple weeks to practice now and actually play against people on the professional level. There should be no reason you're making the same mistakes from game one. I really don't understand how. Defense, however, we can talk about defense.
Defense.
G-Men, Big Blue, you have something to look forward to.
Absolutely.
Defense.
If we can keep these guys on the roster.
Now, and freaking Peppers.
Well, it said it was ankle. We don't know exactly. I'm hoping it's just something simple. And, even at this point, a sprain, you don't even want that because sprains are aggravating.
Yeah, and the position he's playing, he's doing a lot of jump cuts. He's cutting, backpedaling. He's doing too much. And he has to be running downhill a lot. I think we may have to suffer and just lose another big player. We already lost Saquon.
It's outrageous. It's outrageous. I mean, it really –
It's no different from last year and the year before that and the year before that. It feels like it gets worse, to be honest with you.
Deja vu all over.
Because the whole offseason, I'm talking trash to all my friends like, we'll come back. You'll see. And then 36-9. Game 3, we're over 3. The only thing that we can look forward to is if the Eagles and the Cowboys lose. The Eagles are losing right now. I haven't even checked the score yet. I kind of want to check just to see, but we'll look at that in a couple minutes.
I'm thinking that the Eagles are in the bad situation.
They're just as trash as we are, so nobody at work can really say nothing to me. Nobody in this area.
Everybody needs a reset at this point in the NFC East.
I think for us, it's the offensive line. I'm going to be honest with you right now. Giants fans, our line is trash. I played offensive line in high school. I know I'm undersized. But I'm telling you right now, there's things I'm seeing. They're letting the defensive guys get inside their chest. You're not supposed to do that as offensive linemen. They're not extending. They're not keeping them off of them. They're letting them collapse the inner gaps, which is like your number one rule as a lineman is to not do that. And it's happening every play. There is no rushing game. I don't care who it is. You could have freaking Brandon Jacobs from that one crazy year running everybody over. You could put him with this line. He ain't getting no yards. Yeah. He ain't getting no yards. He ran everybody over in 07. He is not running anybody over in that.
No, that's not happening.
There's no space. There's literally no space. And people are wondering why Saquon can't run and why he's getting all beat up. There's no blocking. I've been watching football for a very long time. I've been watching the Giants go on a horrendous downhill trend of being a really bad team. The line, this is the most inexperienced line I've seen in years. They're all young. There's only like one veteran on that line.
There's a lot.
I don't even think he's in there. I think he's injured.
There's a lot of adversity at play between the young line. We've got Garrett at the helm.
Joe Judge, new head coach. There's too many.
It's
too
a
many
lot of variables.
Not enough experiences.
Yeah.
Just too much new.
Getting used to the system, and it's just
defensive coordinator is good. He's been around for years. He's been around for years. He worked at the Giants years before, like a long time ago, back when I was in middle school. So, or like somewhere around that time, a long time ago. So that guy's experience. That's why our defense is so good, and those are our strengths. The linebacking core, phenomenal. That's the best linebacking core we've had in years, and I can say that comfortably. Like they're very good.
There's some very good, bright glimmers of light.
We got some bangers in there. They can hit.
That linebacking core, absolutely.
And Daniel Jones, by the way, he dodged the big hit. We didn't talk about this. Remember when the DB on the Niners went out with the concussion, or at least with the head injury, and they had to check him out? Mm-hmm. It's because Daniel Jones dove at the very last second, and I was cringing. I know there are a couple of Giants fans that were cringing.
Major crunch when I saw those two Niners come together like that, and little Danny underneath. I was like, "Oh, he escaped that one."
He was gonna get rocked. That guy was trying to take him out. Daniel Jones got lucky. He got very lucky. And honestly, I can tell you right now, that was a sigh of relief for me because I watched the replay. I thought he hit Daniel Jones because at first I was like, "Oh!" But then I watched the replay.
No, I didn't see. I saw what happened, but I didn't think that Danny Jones got hit. But when I saw the replay, I was deeply disturbed.
It was close.
It was just a half a second more up of him up in the air with those guys.
He threw his whole body into his teammate. His poor teammate took the brute end of that. He wasn't supposed to be the one to take that hit, but he took it, and I'm thankful.
Yes, everybody. There's always.
He was trying to take him out with that hit. He threw his whole body into that. He was trying to take him out. He got lucky with that.
I'm sure that the quarterback coach is going to have some conversations about Daniel Jones taking hits and doing more of trying to run out and things like that because he can't get himself into traffic like that. That would have been serious.
Now here's the thing, it's interesting you say that because they may have to start using him more as a weapon because we saw what he did. We saw what he did. We have no other choice. Evan Ingram, he had some good plays. The problem, again, I don't know why the Giants do this. We run things in the first quarter and they work, or the first half in general. We'll run plays that work, and then in the freaking second half, we don't run them anymore. And then all the fans are wondering why we're losing. It's like, well, we just steered away from what was working. We were doing short, quick passes. That was working. We started trying to throw it down the field. I don't know why, because we had no answer. Nothing.
I have something that may provide you with some clarity. At the end of the game, the commentators were saying in an interview they had with Joe Judge that he said something similar to what you've been saying, is that because there was no preseason, these first few games, they're trying to figure out who they are.
Right.
And I'm thinking that they switched it up for that reason. They switched it up in the second half for that reason.
It makes sense, but here's my mentality with that. If you're going to keep doing that and changing it, all you're doing is just resetting. You're not giving the players time to develop. What if those plays that didn't work in the first game work in the fourth game because you finally figured out where you need to be and where you're supposed to be as your role on the defense or the offense. You're giving these young guys new looks, and then the next week you're changing it because it didn't work. Next, it's like maybe try it again, or at least use some plays from the package in the next time, or just keep practicing it. I agree. There's not enough time for them to practice. There hasn't been. It's been pretty bad, to be honest. This is the worst it's been for all sports. There's no real practice. There's no real repetition. No. So as a young person, it's difficult, and you have to do it at 100 miles an hour. And it's like, if you don't, you're gonna get your butt kicked. To put it nicely.
Yeah, pretty much. But I did see we had some good calls finally.
We did.
That, I mean, obviously didn't help us for a win, but it was promising to see that there seems to be more fair calls, I feel, where they're actually paying attention and catching the things that I feel that have always been egregious that they've been letting go for over the last couple of seasons. So
speaking of egregious, I'm glad you said that. This is egregious. 67 plays for the 49ers offense. 67. Over 400 yards of total offense. In the first half, those fools had 43 plays of total offense.
Yeah, they were grinding.
You want to know how many we had? 19. 19 plays in the first half of offense. 19!
We can't have
That's egregious.
We can't have 19 plays of offense, and we cannot have a game go get to the playoffs with just field goals.
No, and we can't have the defense freaking running cross country, across the whole field, the whole game, playing the whole game. They played at least, they said the offense was out there for 25 minutes at most, or at minimum. That's 25 minutes for defense out there on the field. 25 minutes. And I'm looking at the gradual decline in the defensive plays because they have no energy. They're gassed. We can't have the defense on the field 24/7, Giants. We can't. We need to have some long drives. I know we don't have Saquon, but I'm tired of saying, we don't have Saquon. Saquon didn't do crap in the first 2 games because there's no line.
There's definitely no line. And Devonta Freeman, I'm not sure what was going on there.
I knew running back in the new system with no line. I'm going to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I'm just going to be honest with you. That's to keep you frank. That's what it is.
Hope with him. I did.
He had a really good play, and then guess what? We stopped running it.
Yeah.
He got like 5 yards, and then we started passing it for the rest of the drive. And I'm just like, so we finally got it in between the A and B gaps, and then you stop going there. Or at least you stop trying to attempt to go there. You just start throwing it now. Let's try to go for 30-yard passes down the field that haven't been working all season. I get he's a new coach, but these are things that make me angry as a Giants fan when I see a coach making a play that even I know is stupid, and I'm not even a coach, but I know for a fact the other team knows that that's what's going to happen. They're like, it's this play, and then they know. They sent the house almost 85% of the game. There was always someone blitzing. Like I don't know if you were watching, but there was always somebody getting in the backfield, whether it was on the edges or inside. It was just – it's rough. It's hard.
It's definitely rough.
It's only going to get harder. You said we got the Rams next week. And then after that, who do we have next?
The Cowboys. I do believe it's the Cowboys. It is it's not a pretty picture in the coming weeks. It's not a pretty picture for the New York.
Well, the Rams, we may just have to take that with the biggest grain of salt possible. Like probably a whole rock of salt. Just, that's just – I don't know. I can't even – try to be optimistic about it only because we were supposed to have a chance in this game. No Garoppolo, no tight end.
There was key
defenders out.
I felt like I was like, you know what? We might be able to do this. We're playing against a team with extreme adversity, and yet still we lose 36-9. I mean, that's.
And you texted it to me towards the end of the game when there was like a full fourth quarter left, and you were I think it was like the end of the third. You texted me. You said, if we don't come back in this game and win, or at least do something or find some sort of life, we're done and we're trash. And that's how I felt. I literally said that during commercial break. I was like, if we really lose to this sorry version of the 49ers team that we know as a scary team, if we lose to this sorry version, we're trash and we're done.
It was like the alternate universe version. Yeah,
it was the best possible situation for the Giants to win. We don't have Saquon. They don't have like 5 of their key players and 3 of them which are on defense. Like, it was a gift. But then we lose Jabril Peppers. And then Daniel Jones starts looking like – or excuse me, I should say Danny Dimes starts looking like Daniel Jones again. When I was asking who the hell is he, he's looking like the same guy I saw at Duke, and I was like, I don't see anything impressive. He just looks like he's playing in a average division, a division that was good, but for him, he's an average team. They were an average team, and they would lose to the teams that were impressive. So
yeah, and then he tried to show us Danny Legs, but we don't need him to be Danny Legs.
No, we don't need Danny Legs. The last thing we need is for him running out there and then tearing an ACL because all we can rely on is him to run. And I can tell you right now, defenses will shut that down. He is not Michael Vick and able to just pew. He can't eat. No. So
he's definitely not Michael
defenses
Vick.
will answer.
He is not RG3.
No. he's not even Cam Newton. And Cam Newton's got like 50 pounds on him. Jesus Christ.
Maybe 75 pounds.
Oh my God! So
it's not happening. It like I said, I'm proud of the defense. We've got some guys in there who played with some heart, especially in that first half. They got winded.
You could see them
understandably.
You could see them drain, and I get it. I felt for them because again, it was like 30 minutes of offense for the Niners. Just that should never happen in any game ever. Not even in high school. That should never happen. You should never give a team a half an hour to play offense.
Yeah.
That's egregious. But that's not on the defense. That's on offense. That's on offense not even be able to produce at least a 10-play to 12-play drive. I don't even think we even passed double digits on any drives.
No, it's just –
it was just bad. It was just really bad.
It was just bad. And you know what? As much as we want to say, it's still early because we didn't have preseason – that was bad for even a preseason game if it had.
Yeah. Been. Oh, that's egregious. I should never see a preseason game like that, except for the very first game, and everyone's literally new, and there's like one veteran on the field. In which case, our offense.
We're 3 weeks into regular season, and they look like they haven't really prepared, and so I'm hoping there's.
They look lost a little bit.
I'm hoping there's yet another reset. I watched the Joe Judge report. He does this show, which I'm impressed by him. I really am. I think I keep saying that.
Excuse me.
But he's got to figure he's definitely in a quagmire. He's got to figure some stuff out on that run game. They need some sort of system.
It's the offensive line.
Guys, some yardage carrying the ball.
I don't see any zone blocking. Maybe they need to go to zone blocking. I see a lot of
try everything. How about that?
They try to they try to downhill block too much, and our guys are too young. I don't think they're experienced or strong enough to even know like the actual points of when to do a down block and how to down block. Like, I think zone blocking is easier when you have a team that's struggling with blocking because it's easier for them to understand their assignments. So maybe they'll incorporate some type of zone blocking, or maybe instead of running on the inside, we'll see some more outside runs, or we'll see some counters. We'll try to confuse the defense, make them think it's going one play and it goes another. We need to do something because we can't keep trying to run through the A and B gaps and getting negative yards. I'm tired of watching us try the same gaps and lose 5 yards in the process, and then just be in these really bad situations to try to run a screen on 3rd and freaking 15 when that's like the worst thing you could do, because the screen is always the possible thing the defense is looking for on 3rd down. They're like, watch screen. That's the check down play. You'll hear defenses most of the time say watch screen on the pass play, just in case.
We had what did we have, 1 or 2 4th down conversions? We haven't been really that good at that over the last few years, so there might be some new life on that. I mean, there was a close one with Daniel Jones. He was just a few inches short. But
we're almost ranked last. You reminded me. We're almost ranked last in 3rd down stops on defense.
Yes,
that's bad.
I didn't hear.
I think we're like the 30th or something.
Yes.
So that's something that I think the defensive coordinators and coaches are going to be looking into, because those are also what stop long drives. If you can stop just that one critical 3rd down play, that's all you need to do is stop one. It brings life into the offense and it gives them hope. But if you keep giving people 3rd down conversions, it only demoralizes the whole team, not just the defense, because it's like, oh, man, now the offense can't get back into a rhythm and get some more time back on the field. Because all it is that time that they need on the field is what's going to help them develop. So hopefully we'll see some changes, because it's rough right now. Well, and it's only getting worse.
Keep saying that from week to week.
I feel like week 16, I'm just going to be like, hopefully we will change. It's just so stressful. So stressful.
It is stressful. I didn't have anxiety for this one because it wasn't a close game. I only have the anxiety when it's a close game. But
it's bad.
It was just anger. It was just anger.
It was a lot of rage. And coming in, this was way before I even realized Garoppolo wasn't playing. The night before, when I didn't look at anything. The night before, I was like, well, I just got to prepare for the ass kicking tomorrow. I didn't think it was going to be an ass kicking by a backup quarterback.
Yeah,
that's what makes it worse.
We made him look good. We made that young boy look good.
That's what makes it worse. It makes it so much worse for me because it wasn't Jimmy Garoppolo. Because at least I could have said, well, it's Jimmy Garoppolo. He kind of proved that he's a good quarterback. It's a freaking nobody. Mm-hmm. We let a nobody get over 300 passing yards. You would have thought it was Aaron Rodgers out there with those numbers. Let me look at the numbers again, just one more time. Just. The
numbers are not impressive. Why are you doing this? Why are you torturing yourself with numbers?
25 completions on 36 passing attempts, 343 yards and a touchdown, no interceptions. That's very good. That's very good. For a nobody?
Yeah.
That's very good. That looks like Jimmy Garoppolo numbers minus like 2 touchdowns, to be honest.
Yeah, Garoppolo needs
to be very honest with you.
You might need to be a little concerned. I'm just saying.
This is coming from a Giants fan. It is the Giants.
What you're saying is anybody could pull off what he pulled off when he played against the Giants. This is so
without Jabril Peppers, a seasoned defense because everybody's new. I'm telling you right now, it's kind of free. It's free at the moment. Like Joe Judge and like what you said that Joe Judge said, they're trying to figure out who they are.
Yes.
Well, you can't keep doing it and losing games like this. If you want to find out who we are right now, we're trash. That's what we are. So we need to figure it out and try to stick with something instead of changing it just because it didn't work this week. I understand you can change some things, but don't just change the whole game plan. You gotta work with something. You gotta keep practicing it. It's gonna change. You'll see better results with repetition. So
fans can't take any more of an existential crisis from the Giants. They need to figure out who the heck they are.
Well, Dave Gettleman's on the hot seat, so.
Well, I hope so.
I've been hearing.
I hope the Mariners are going to make some changes.
I've heard rumors before the season started that Dave Gettleman's on the hot seat this year, and everybody he picked, this is all crucial to him staying in the organization or being out. So right now, Dave Gettleman, I'm sure, is clenching right now, and he's just like because it's not a start that he hyped it up to be, and what Joe Judge advertised it to be.
Yeah, well.
I'm not saying Joe Judge is a bad coach. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying it was a little overhyped. They kept it vague in the sense that they didn't want to say where they thought we were. They wanted to say where they wanted to be. And where we want to be, I could say right now, is 0-3 in the division. So we definitely did not want to be there.
I don't think anybody chooses to actually be in that position. No. Well, we'll have to just, follow what's happening. In the next week or so, and I think we have a rough game coming up against the Rams.
The numbers may not look any different. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah, it may not.
If it is, I'll be shocked in any way.
I hope Peppers is not hurt long term. I hope that he just had to go out.
Please.
And get himself together.
We need a break.
We need a we need a break. And let me just say this.
Not a literal break. No.
Yeah, exactly.
A figurative break.
You and I have over the years have talked about conditioning in the NFL, and Joe Judge actually started talking about it after the first game because of all the injuries that came out of the first game out of the league. And there's definitely some issues with conditioning, because of all the injuries. And that has a lot to do with the preseason or lack thereof of a proper preseason. So,
and the regular practices and lifting.
I think a lot of this stuff is just, pandemic related. I hate to say it.
It's going to be a rough year. It's just going to be rough.
Pandemic. It's definitely pandemic related. So, they're again, everybody's playing with some form of adversity because of the times that we're in. So we can only hope for the best. And if you like our little post-game show, mother-son show, family bonding, please like and subscribe to the channel. And please,
down below.
And please click the notification button so you can find out about our next episode. I want to thank you for watching and have fun the rest of the week. We'll see you next time.
Take care.